Haven't been on here in a long time. I hope everybody's enjoying the last few bits of summer before it's time to go back to school with my crew. We call it the Lafayette Village because I have my daughter and my son, and then I have my godchildren. And my goddaughter's friend is now a part of our village to help with just getting school started. They started earlier this week in Franklin Pierce School District here in the Parkland area. And so I feel like I already have a group home. I thought maybe I would be at our ranch by now where the girls' house is, but I haven't made it out there yet. I'm helping my husband out with something, but he's not quite ready for it. So we'll go out there a little later. But I'm on here to talk about all of the wonderful things that are happening. I know Compelled to Care is did a back to school drive yesterday, and different ones wishing well did a back to school drive to help out foster parents, fictive kinship families, all of those. Anybody that has a child in foster care, um, these organizations have been so wonderful in helping out. And JMC lent our support with manpower and collecting donations as well as distributing the products out at Compelled to Care yesterday. So that's always a wonderful thing to be able to participate in. These children need you, right? So as we go back to the school year, we're getting our kids together from both houses. Some of them will start next week. Some will start, have already started. And so it's tough. It's tough for foster children because sometimes, um, they're not in their school of origin or whatever. So, like, for example, we have a couple of kiddos who one is in Tacoma School District, but they are living in Yelm. So we have to take her to school. She started already. Actually, she's in the Franklin Pierce School District. So she started already this week with everybody else. And we also have a kiddo who's in North Thurston School District, but again, she's in Yelm. So we'll take her to school as well because it's just so important for these kiddos if they're placed somewhere, even temporarily as they are in our case, because we are emergency placement, that they at least have stability with their schools. Excuse me. A lot of times is that's where they can find out, that's where they keep they can stay on course when it comes to education. They can stay on course when it comes to just their friendships. Remember high school, remember middle school, those were just important times, and that played a huge part of just even your adult life, not knowing what was going to happen in your adult life. But a lot of people had some good days in high school, and whether it's being involved in sports or a debate club or just going to school and just hanging out with your friends is so important. So we're excited to at least be able to do what we can do to keep these children stabilized. And that's with our emergency homes. Now, again, we always need more foster homes to take care of these kiddos in the different areas that they're in. Tacoma always needs people, but definitely the Pierce County area, excuse me, the Thurston County area, Clallam, I always get that wrong, Callallum. Clark County, um, Lewis County, there's so many. The cities of Kelso and Shelton, Tumwater, Olympia, Aberdeen, um, some other Port Angeles, different cities like that. They have children who are in foster care, and unfortunately, because there's not enough parents as far as people to become foster parents, they have to get placed out of their communities, and so it's so important. And towns like Kelso, that are smaller cities, is nice to have people who are born and raised in those areas, and because they have a vested interest to once they graduate from high school, maybe they invest their business and they put their family in. So now you have two or three different generations in one city, um, like the bigger cities, which to me, in my mind, that helps the cities continue to thrive and to continue to evolve. If we can keep people who are born and raised in their communities to build their families and create whatever that looks like for them. in their own organization. So I'm outside of my house. It's just a nice day. I don't know when summertime is going to end here in Washington. We just never know. So that's where the noise is coming from. But yeah, so we definitely could use foster parents in those different areas to help keep the kids stabilized, particularly as they go back to school. The other thing is that because of COVID, and a lot of times the children are now going back in person. Last year, there wasn't so many kiddos as far as reported, neglect or child abuse and things like that last year because they weren't in person. Now this year they're in person, so hopefully it doesn't go up because now you have the different eyes, the social worker, the teachers, your coach, or whatever else is looking at these things, and they see Johnny comes in, Johnny says something happened, and now they got to report it. So Johnny needs a place to go. So we would love to work with you to get you to work with our children, and help them be who they need to be and stabilize them. I'm going to read some of these comments. I'm not going to be in there long. My beloved Aunt Jean, or our beloved Aunt Jean Davis, she passed away, and she was one of those persons who took on everybody's child. Fictive kin, uh-huh. Fictive. My husband has an old school, so I'm a little real informal today. But she took on everybody's child. She was, she adopted a child, and she adopted a lot of people, just whether it was legally or not. She was loved and revered by so many people. So her celebration is going on even now in Memphis, and so I've been going back and forth with that here on the live. So, but again, just hearing about her life and different things that she's done is still inspiring for me because, again, you don't have to be a relative. You don't have to be blood related to love a child. And our Aunt Jean, was an example of that, you know. That I thank you. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Awesome. Okay, I apologize for that. So I think I was talking about my Aunt Jean. Did you guys get that part? Because I think that's so important. Yes, no? It's bare worth talking about. I have a few more minutes, but our Aunt Jean, she's actually awesome. Awesome. Just to repeat, she was just a phenomenal woman, and I'm listening to her celebration. They're celebrating her life in Memphis, Tennessee, as we speak. Our cousins, and she was just a beautiful spirit, and she just really took care of a lot of people. She's very endeared by the family, my husband's family particularly, and so many others. Before she became my Aunt Jean through marriage, she was my Mama Jean. And so we just love her, and just the example that she have of just loving and welcoming people. You always felt comfortable going to her home. And so that's what these kids need from you. They could use the welcoming, the love, the support, just to tell them, hey, you can make it. I'm going to help you through this schooling. I'm going to help you through whatever it is you need to go through. Okay. So I'm going to read these comments, and I apologize for the sound. And if I have to come back and do it later, I will, because I don't want to post anything that's terrible. Starting school can be such an exciting time for kiddos, but for foster kiddos, it can be stressful because they may not know if they will even stay in the school they start. That is such a true statement. Again, and really the key is the children are removed from their communities because there is no placement. Okay. I know people get upset, and I've said this times before, office stays and hotel stays, but if we had more foster parents who are more adults who took on these children and became a foster parent, that would alleviate the need for office stays, the need for hotel stays. That would do so much. But not only that, that's just a place to stay. But what about their emotional? What about their mental capacity? It does so much. The next one is, we want people to take in kiddos in their community. Keep community schools strong by keeping kiddos in their community. I mentioned that earlier. Kelso, for example, we've gotten a lot of children over the last 3 or 4 years from the Kelso area, and we have reached out. We're starting to reach out more to churches in the Kelso area, community in the Kelso area, and trying to be a part of that community, because we have seen several children come from Kelso being placed in Yelm, being placed in Tacoma. And again, if they could be in their communities, they could stay with their friends. If nothing else, if their friends can be their stability while they're in your home so they can stay in their schools, man, that's such a good, that's a big deal. That teacher that they love so much, being able to see that teacher to go through. I don't know about you guys, but everybody had that teacher in high school or junior high school, that you could just go and just sit in their classroom, even if you didn't have their class anymore. You just go and sit. My dad, he was a teacher. He retired many years ago. And for, you're talking 30, 40 years, people would come back and trying to just check in on him. And how was Mr. Myers doing? When he passed last August, we got so much love from people that he had taught back in Fife High School. So what am I saying? Teachers have a huge impact on kids. And when these foster children can rely on that math teacher who is so important to them throughout their high school career, throughout their academic career, man, that does so much for them. So I'm encouraging you again to reach out. Let's go through this process together. 2022 is around the corner, and you could be a foster parent, all right, where you are, or just a parent. Let's call it that. A parent, a caregiver, an adult who cares, right? So be another supportive adult in a child's life. There's never enough good examples of how to love. Be a positive example of what love looks like for a child in your community. All right. All kids need multiple supportive adults to be successful in the future. I've said it before. I had my parents, I had my church community, my village, I had my teachers. I had so much. And these children, they deserve that, right? They deserve that. And really, let's think about it this way. If we get them stabilized now as children, the likelihood of them being stable and productive and contributing adults is so much higher, so much higher. Okay. So again, I don't want to stay on here very long. Thank you so much for your continued support. JMC is rocking and rolling. We are moving. We are expanding our emergency placement to a third boys home, younger boys, because again, the need is there. But man, I would love to be able to have an 8-year old with us that needs a home, and then say, hey, I got this a fantastic family that you can get to know. We can acclimate you to this beautiful family, to this other supportive adult family that you can have. So, will you join us? Will you be a part of us? Check us out, fosters at jmckids.com. You're welcome to call me at 253-590-3089. I don't know my office number. But anyway, let's put up another. There's a 360 number you can call as well if you're in that area. 360-313-7658. That's Josh, our program manager. He's being such a great, what do you call those producers right now? So thank you again, guys. We appreciate everything that you're doing, and we look forward to hearing from you so that we can support these children. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend. It's sunny out. Stay safe. Keep your masks on. My husband and I got our first shot. We're going to get our second one. Keep your mask on, though, because this Delta variant is no joke. All right. Keep your mask on. Try to be socially distanced as possible, but stay safe. Okay. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.